Good morning, tabletop RPG geeks. Back again and wanted to talk for a quick moment about safety tools. I've spoken about this a little bit, and the reality is that I'm for them. I don't need them typically in my personal games, but anytime I go to do games with a new group, at an event, at a con, at a store, yes, I absolutely use them. Sometimes it's a simple discussion, sometimes it's more of a formatted sheet. We've all seen these floating around online. One thing I thought was interesting is when I got Ironsworn Starforged, they actually had in the credits, right on the front page in big bold letters, safety tools consultant names. And I thought that seems a bit extreme to me, but it's the 2020s. Okay. And they also included some tools in the system and recommended that they be used. And I thought, wow, imagine a game where you put that in. This is definitely a far cry from role-playing games when I was younger. It's advanced, it's more mature, perhaps. But I don't know if I ever create a game, if I would do that, or if I would just refer people to some online sources that I had found. Fast forward to today, and I am working on an RPG that I have had in my mind for years. And as I'm starting to draft some of the content for it and get everything out onto digital paper, I'm realizing that there are a lot of potentially dark themes and potentially treacherous. No, that's not the right word. There's a lot of chance for pitfalls, a lot of opportunity for potential issues to arise depending on the story that the players at the table want to tell or specifically do not want to tell. Absolutely fair. And now I found that, I am probably going to have to go to this level of getting people who know more than me to come in and help with that, providing the tools directly in the content, because there's a lot of opportunity for more adult and darker stories to be told, which some people really enjoy, but there needs to be those lines, veils, X guards, everything, because these stories really could go off on their own. Is it enough for me to say, maybe this isn't the game I want to make, the stories I want to tell? And the answer is no. There are plenty of movies, television shows, books that some people find offensive, triggering, traumatizing. Other people are completely okay with. That probably sounds a lot worse than it is. Let's use an example from a medical drama TV show. There might be a scene where someone has to pull the plug on a loved one, right? They have to let them go. And some people can find that very upsetting and very triggering. But it's still in the show. And for some people, it's a little healing to see it done and done well. For other people, it's just part of the story. So because there are those out there who would say, I never want to have something like that in my television script, does that mean no one should have it? No. And the same goes with TTRPGs. People are going to tell the stories they want to tell with the group that wants them to tell those stories and wants to share those stories. That's where I'm at with it. The point behind the game is to examine some of those darker aspects, but not so dark that it makes people uncomfortable, that it becomes inappropriate. And because of that, I'm going to need to include those safety measures and a very strong recommendation that people use those in their game. I thought it was interesting coming from a guy who years ago said, "What? Who needs that?" To, "Okay, I can see the use for it," to, "Oh boy, huh, yeah, I really need this." Just thought I'd share that. Until I see you again, remember to be well, be safe, and be awesome, both to yourself and one another.